Okay, so this is GCSE paper Shadow Set 1, Foundation Tier paper 2. It says Thursday the 6th of June 2019 on the front of it. Just going to go through question 15. A real typical GCSE question involving knowledge of area, knowledge of percentages. Two really key skills. Okay, so question 15. So it says a garden is in the shape of a rectangle, 80 metres by 70 metres. Flowers are grown in 40% of the garden and the rest of the garden is grass. You need to work out the area of the garden that is grass. Okay, right. So let's start by working out the area of the entire garden. So it's a rectangle. Area of a rectangle will be length times width. So area of the full garden, so rectangle, it's going to be length times by width. And if you multiply those two together, remember on a calculator paper, so we can use a calculator, 80 times by 70 is 5,600. So it's 5,600, and we're talking about an area 5,600 metres squared. That's the area of the full garden. You need to work out the area of the garden that's grass. So it tells you that flowers are grown in 40% of the garden and the rest of the garden is grass. So therefore that must mean that it's 60% of the garden that is grass. So what you need to do is work out 60% of 5,600 square metres. Now, there'll be a couple of different ways to do this. It depends on the methods that you've learned and the methods that your teachers have done. So the first method, using a calculator, would be to change the 60% to a decimal, 0.6. Of just means times 5,600. And if we type that into our calculator, 0.6 times 5,600, 3,360 square meters, and that would be the answer. That would be, as I said, that could be method number 1. Method 2, if you want to find any percentage of any amount, right, you can just divide by 100 and then multiply by the percentage that you've got. Dividing by 100, of course, would find what 1% was. And then if you've got 1% and you times by 60, you'll clearly have 60%. So if I do 5,600 divide by 100 times by 60, 5,600 divided by 100 will tell me what 1% is, splitting it into 100 equal parts of 1% each, and then multiply that by 60, and I should still get the same answer. So let's just check. 5,600 divided by 100 times by 60, there it is, 3,360. 3,360 square meters, and that would be the area of the garden that is grass. And as I said, either of those methods are fine. Both of those are calculator methods. There are other methods that you could use that would be non-calculator, but this is a calculator paper, so you should be using a calculator where appropriate.